Hey, what's
What
up,
is
everybody?
Good, y'all. How we feeling?
Thanks for tuning in to That's My F.I.R.L podcast with me, Cheyenne, and my friend
Dirty Dan.
Yeah. Here we are back in it again. Tapped in, tuned in, turned on, all of it. Or tuned in, tapped in, turned on, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the last couple episodes we talked about raving, the good and not so good. And I guess we left off with understanding that raving is about plur.
Yes.
Peace, love, unity, and respect, and also parenthesis responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And now in our rave stories, we mentioned a lot of relationships that come from the closeness of particular situations as far as like rave baes goes and things like that. And I feel like in this episode, it's a good segue into like, can rave bae be bae outside the rave?
Yeah, like dating in general, just overall. And like, I don't know, sometimes Rave Bay can. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't.
I mean, emphasize sometimes they can't.
Yeah. But because what?
You can do both, I
can.
suppose. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there are people, though, like at the rave. Okay, so like, I know. Okay, hold on. Let me just preface this. I have to be very careful on what I say on this particular episode.
Yeah.
Like on this particular episode, I'm going to like right now I'm thinking about my statement, but I feel like there are rave friends that you have that you like particularly only flirt with like at the rave.
Oh, 100%.
Like I probably wouldn't flirt with you outside the rave, but like in rave attire, in like rave vibes, like, because I feel like sometimes who you are at the rave is a completely different person than who you are outside of the rave. Mm-hmm. But if they mesh, then I think that's when rave bae can be like overall.
Yeah, inside and out. Because like there's like definitely a perfect like harmony, perfect balance in between like, can you handle it inside and out? Because like inside the rave, like you need to be responsible of yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to be aware of everything around you. Like there's a lot of things that come with that because you also need to be fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But also we have to, I feel like when it comes to in the rave and outside the rave, like, if you're on the same wavelength as I am in the rave and like we're still vibing, having fun, being responsible, but we're in like gremlin mode, I mean, I'll say this, I'll fuck with you then. Like,
oh yeah,
I really do.
Oh yeah,
it's like, I could be like, floating on one brain cell.
Oh, if you can handle me in gremlin mode, I'm pretty sure you can handle me in any situation.
Yeah, that's very definitely so. like a staple right there. It's like, hey, if we vibe as Grammys in gremlin mode, are we good? If not.
But then also, like, just because somebody can handle you in gremlin mode doesn't necessarily mean that they can give you everything outside of the rave.
Yeah, that's why. Right. And that's why it's like, okay, let me just see. Because I feel like sometimes, too, because you're in such a super fun, no responsibility place, like, there's less pressure. And so, like, it is about having fun. And it is about connecting and like having your guard down, because I feel like you're like your most authentic self at the rave. But then when the external factors come in of like stress and working and finances and juggling everything, it's like, are you still able to like have that same composure and have that same like personality as far as like, hey, are you the same when you're under pressure as opposed to no pressure?
Yeah, because like some people that are more like chill inside a rave setting, you might see them outside of a rave setting and like they're like this crazy workaholic. They're like just going. But then you might see them, or you might see somebody like inside a rave that's just balls to the walls crazy, right. Just like pew, 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 and like outside of the rave, they're like the most cool, calm, collected person you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, the dichotomy of personalities in the rave and outside the rave. Like, hey, I'm the same inside the rave and outside the rave. I just say, like, if you think you know me now, just think of me times like 2.5, because I'm still the same person.
Yeah,
like there's no difference. It's just like, well, if you think this was a lot now, I guess you better buckle up, put your jetpack on full, because
we're taking off. We're taking over.
Yeah. No. Also, too, it's like, I feel like with dating nowadays, I don't know how people do it, yo. Like the accessibility that people have at the tips of their fingers, dude. Like moving back and forth just on a screen. I have never understood it. Okay, so like dating apps. Yo, I don't get it. I've never been on a dating app. Like I'm not sure the difference of even like I think one of my girlfriends was like, "Oh, here, like you can look through the people that are my matches." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm looking and I'm like, "I don't know which way to go." And she goes, "Okay, where have you been going?" I said, "I don't know, like this way." She goes, I said, "What?" She goes, "Oh, that's like not the way you're supposed to go."
Yeah.
She said, "Swipe left." And I swiped left. She goes, "No, that's right." I said, "What do you mean? I'm going against the screen. You said this way." And so then she's getting all these messages. She's like, "Who swiped on this person?" Well, why are you going to give a non-dating app person the app?
Yeah.
I'm like reading these freaking bios and I said, how can you judge a person on words and pictures? Yo, is there a voice note you can put? Like, tell me a short story.
So like,
You know?
so coming from somebody that I use dating apps more like,
Dude, tell me.
I guess like recreationally, like
Recreationally?
recreationally in the sense of just like I boredom scroll.
Scroll.
I do a lot of boredom scrolling through like
Is that doom
dating
scrolling?
apps. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. So like I don't like I've met people from them, of course, but like
Oh, wait, hold on. Look, which dating apps?
Tinder, Bumble, Grinder.
What the hell is Grindr?
Yeah, Grinder's for shout out to the girls and the gays out there. Girls, gays, and theys, they know about it.
What's Grindr?
So
It's like Tinder,
Grindr's,
but-
yeah, it's Grinder's just like I don't want to say that it's like Tinder because like there's no swiping involved or anything, but like Grinder's just like for the gays usually.
That's why it's
the girls,
a
the
G,
gays, and
gray.
the days like they know about Grinder.
Okay.
I would like ranking the three
From like what?
There's, like,
most reputable to not? Or like
well,
most
no,
like
just like I
sleazy
guess
to
in
not?
terms of what you get out of them.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
like
tell me.
Grinder's definitely more hookup based.
Okay.
Definitely more hookup based.
All
Like
right.
if you're going on Grinder looking for love.
Speaking of, if we're talking about hookup culture, safety first, people. Safety first.
1000%.
Yeah. Practice safe flex. Say that, you know, like just safety, dude. That's
Yeah.
a number one thing. If you're talking about hookup culture, like, okay, yeah, just that was a PSA announcement. You
Yeah.
go ahead now. Okay, so
Yeah,
Grindr's
so
about
Grindr's
hookup culture. Yeah.
I'd say Tinder's
About the
more of like a
same?
50-50 split, you know, like you might find somebody to hook up with on Tinder. You might just find somebody that's like, oh, maybe we could go on a date, you know?
You just like super like the person.
I never super like
Heart,
I feel like I don't know, like for me, I feel like super liking somebody else is kind of cringy on my end. On my end, I don't know why.
Put me at the
like,
top of the list, baby. Like, let me
Yeah.
just like my.
which is
come
weird
and like
because
me,
like
babe.
I appreciate when I get super liked. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
You're like, I ain't gonna
But
do it, but they gonna do
I
it.
don't do. It's just weird because it makes me feel like I'm giving you more attention, and if I don't know what you're like already, I don't want to give you attention that you don't deserve.
Oh my god, I'm giving everybody attention. Ding, ding,
Right.
ding, 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 ding.
You know?
I don't even care. Okay, then
and
after
Bumble,
that,
Bumble, I would feel like is more of like a 80-20, 90-10 split. A little bit of like more often looking for a relationship and then less often looking for a hookup.
Yo, I feel like, do
So-
you think Bumble would ever sponsor like somebody's wedding? Like, yo, we met on
yeah.
Bumble. Like, yeah,
Of
we're married
course.
now. Are
The
you
marketing,
serious?
the marketing.
Are you sure though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
I
God.
think so.
You are tuning into Our Wedding, sponsored by Bumble.
Yeah, but like a lot of people like Bumble because like that is like going back to what you're saying about like being able to add like voice notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can put voice notes on Bumble. So
Oh, no
like
kidding.
there's kind of like a voice behind the pictures.
I'm like, guys, send me a
Mm-hmm.
real world audition video. Like, I want,
real-world
yes, I want
audition?
that. I want the like the
Give
video.
me a house tour.
Literally, I want like an Elle Woods. Like, hi, I'm Elle Woods, and I'm gonna be a lawyer.
and
Like, I
TV
want
cribs.
that for real.
I want
Now,
to know what's in your fridge, what's in your bathroom.
how do you organize your closet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the difference between the dating apps. Okay, so like, I don't think I'll ever use an app. To be honest, like, what I need authenticity.
I just like to like it's like Pokemon, you know? Like sometimes well, I don't even want to say sometimes. I would say 90% of the time I don't even talk to the people. Like I'll talk here and there. But like I just kind of scroll just to like see what I can get. You know,
Right.
let's collect them all.
But not actually go through with it. I mean, okay, so I feel like what happened to like the stand-up nights or like a book club or like the grocery stores, everyone's like reaching for the same thing, or like the gym.
The
I feel
cute, like the meet cutes.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's cute. I mean,
And
for
that's what
me,
I want. That's why I don't really put too much effort into these dating apps because it's just like ultimately I don't feel like my person is there.
yeah, because you're
You
not
know?
gonna. Okay, what do they say? You're not gonna find
Or at
your
least
partner.
I won't find them there, like there's
Right.
in this sea of millions of people that are on this thing. How am I going to find them?
Dude, I laughed. I saw a meme that says like, "Hey, your wife ain't gonna be in Vegas, Atlanta, Houston." Yeah, I was reading that. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, hey, who's reading that?" There,
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as dating goes, like, if you have how do I very carefully word this? Okay, so when you are dating, there's always like, oh, we're talking. Bitch, we're dating. What you mean talking? Talking to who?
I think that comes with having a conversation though, because
Of course.
different phases of talking means different things to different people.
I know. It's open communication, y'all, because all of a sudden it's like, what you mean talking? Are we conversationalists here? Like, we're doing things, not just talking. If we're talking, that means that we're like pen paling, dog.
Yeah,
like,
that means we haven't gone on a date. But like,
yeah,
but see, like,
I don't know.
I feel like for me, like, I feel like exiting the talking stage kind of comes after like date 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because date 1 is like intro, we're finally like kind of getting to know each other a little bit more than just surface level texting or whatever.
Right.
Date 2 is just like, oh, okay, I like this person a little bit more,
Right.
By date 3, you should know for sure like if this is something that you want to fully pursue.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the length of time too.
Yeah,
in between
for sure.
dates and like the time frame. Okay, now when people are keeping their options open as far as dating goes, and you talk about it with your friends, I feel like when there is a particular number, it's almost easier to like identify the person you're talking about by like a code name,
Oh yeah.
either like a trait of theirs or like something that they did or like a personality thing or something that they said, because it's just so like, okay, remember Michael who, like blue eyes. Oh yeah.
Like there's we know like 6 different Michaels, so which Michael?
Right. Yeah, and then as far as like, okay, well obviously like one of ours is like the non-mutual path guy. Okay. For
Break
us,
it down.
yeah. Okay, all right. Let's. All right. So, a couple of years ago, who knows? I'm dating this guy, or I guess I dated him like a little while back, but it was super brief. So it was just kind of like, an introduction back to dating, and just okay, it's super fun. Like I am trying all these new things, meeting all these new people. And then we had a falling out, and it was just because like he wasn't fully healed from his last relationship. First of all, on that note, y'all, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Come on, y'all. You can't be like hurting.
Preach.
Yeah, you can't be hurting from a relationship and then trying to date other people, dude. You have to like take the time for yourself to like really heal and grieve the loss of the person that you dated, and to like reacclimate yourself with yourself and like your life and putting yourself out there. Like, don't be coming to me with no baggage. I mean, I'll be the first to say like, okay, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, let's fast forward to go back to where I'm at. So anywho, this guy, we ended up parting ways because he just had some things going on. And then I was like, okay, cool, no problem. It's not that like I didn't like him anymore. It was just like the way that he was acting, it was not cute. It was creepy and like, ugh, I got the ick so bad. Anyway, fast forward, all of a sudden he was in a relationship and like learned some things and matured or whatever. And then we ended up reconnecting. And then, I don't know, one day I was like, whoa, this is fun. Like, I missed hanging out with him. Like, he's super cool. And then, I don't know, one day I was drunk and I was just like, oh my God, how are you? I miss you. Blah. And then he goes, oh, you miss me? Well, I forget on verbatim what he said, but he was like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea because you're going down a non-mutual path. I said, oh, God damn. Okay, well, you know what? When you say it like that, dude, when you say it like that.
Like, first of all, how did you know what path I was going to go down anyway? All I said was, I miss you, bro.
Let me come over, dog. Like, that's okay. Well, fine. Then, dude, then after that, it was like a hard stop. Mm-hmm. Like a hard stop. I said, oh, hell no. He said, I'm going down a non-mutual path. Oh, buddy.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, that shit's crystal. Like, okay, bro. Like, all right, let me just let me back up, and that's it. And like, literally, right after that, I just ended up like, that's it. I was like,
cold
okay,
turkey.
Yeah, all good, no problem. And then, you know, X amount of time later, he was just like, we could have talked about that, boy.
Well, it didn't seem like you were leaving any room open to talk.
I was just like, oh my God, non-mutual path? Oh, okay, otherwise. But now he's referred to as non-mutual path guy.
Yeah, non-mutual
And you know,
path
like, yeah,
guy.
like all forgiveness, love, and light or whatever, but that is hilarious and will always be a funny thing in my life. So we're cool now, though, yeah. He and I are super cool.
I just remember laughing about that for like 20 minutes in the kitchen.
Yeah, I just like, how dare you? That was hurtful. Yeah. I bet you I screenshotted that shit. Like, oh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you see here? Now, okay, as far as like, okay, let's go on the topic of non-mutual path, okay?
Yes.
As far as not being in alignment with what you value and the traits that you want in a partner, because the first thing I'll say, and I probably should have started this off with in the beginning of the episode, but it is like, okay, I have bipolar 1 disorder. And mental health is super important, but the thing with people who have okay, I hate saying disorder because it's like, I'm not speaking that over my body, but it is a challenge. So when people start dating those with mental challenges, it's very difficult because they think they know, but they are very misinformed with how they portray people in movies, how they portray people in shows, just in articles and things like that. Like, they always say the bad things about bipolar.
Yeah, the dramatizations.
Yeah. And the stigma is the stigma. You know, this is the stigma.
I have astigmatism.
Yeah. But, you know, it's the stigma. So it's just kind of like people with bipolar, it's hard to explain to somebody and them like not fully understand because they've never been around it, you know? So I can say like, okay, yeah, when I'm manic, I feel like this, XYZ. And then when I'm depressed, it's XYZ here. But I don't think they will fully firmly grasp it. Shout out to SpongeBob, Patrick. You know, I don't think they understand and they comprehend fully until they see it. Mm-hmm. And then when they see it, it's kind of like, do they have the mental and emotional capacity to remember that piece of information? And when it happens in real life, can you navigate it and not make it worse? Like, yeah. I just saw this video of, what's Selena's boyfriend's name? Selena Gomez's boyfriend's name?
Oh, Benny Blanco.
Okay, yeah. He had this interview that he was just saying about her, and he was saying, like, I know she's spicy, but, like, I want to be able to diffuse the situation and not, like, add heavy artillery and, like, blow it up.
Yeah, like, he finds pride in, like, being the one to calm his woman down when she's going through those things instead of, like, oh, she's acting crazy again, you know?
Yeah, and I feel with that, when you decide to choose to be with somebody with a mental challenge, I feel like knowing yourself and how secure you are mentally and emotionally, that plays a big role in the conversations, in the arguments, in the disagreements. Because it's just kind of like, yo, one person is already shaky. Mm-hmm. You know, like one person is already like on the verge of like, yo, I could be crying, I could be laughing, I could be doing whatever. But like if you're going to just add fuel to the fire, then it's also like, that's kind of toxic.
Yeah. Nobody likes an instigator. I mean,
right.
I'm just a brat, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I feel
I do it in a fun way because like I do it when nobody's mad in the moment. Yeah, but like some people can't like take my humor sometimes. So like me being a brat and like just wanting to like start an argument just to laugh, you know? Because like sometimes you can just like, oh, you look ugly today, you know? And like that'll just like start us on like a fun little cute conversation, you know? But see, I'm just weird. I'm weird. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, for me having my mental challenge, the traits that I look for in someone are like very in tune with that, you know, because one thing for me is integrity. I feel like integrity is one of the biggest things in a relationship. Like, are you going to keep your word? Are you going to stand by what you stand on? Like, when push comes to shove, like, what's really good?
Oh, yeah. Because, like, in a relationship, I mean, your word is all you really have. I mean, in anything in life,
your word is what you
have.
got, dog. Yeah. Like, word is law,
you
man. Or, like, word is bond.
Promising each other to each other. I mean, but that's also another conversation because, like, that goes into, like, monogamy, polyamory, stuff like that. But, like... Yeah, but you're essentially in a relationship between two people. You were promising to each other that you were for each other.
Also, too, when you're in a relationship with somebody else, you're also in a relationship with God and the universe and all of it together. That's why it's a holy trinity, not a duality thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a relationship with me and you, but there's also a relationship with you and God and you and the universe. And even if you don't believe in God, like, whoever's getting triggered of me saying that, like... I'm just saying, God, Aya, the universe, divine, whatever you call the force of nature that we live in, the magnitude of all of it, whatever you want to call your higher power, you have to understand that there is a higher power. The creator, the whatever, y'all. It's like you have to believe that we work in tandem with that. So it's like we're in a relationship, but you are also in a relationship with our creator, and you're also in a relationship with our environment. It's just like we're all one unit.
Yeah, we all got to work together. Learn how to work together.
Exactly.
Symbiosis.
Yeah, I'm a symbiote, like freaking venom. It all comes out like a little thing out of my head.
Oh, that was so bad. That was actually so bad. I didn't do that. It's fine.
It's okay. Well, then as far as another trait of having a mental challenge myself is about, well, I guess I had already mentioned it, about security within yourself. Because, yeah, like, yo, when I'm off of my beat, I feel like bipolar is a chemical change. Like, it's not like I want to feel this way because I want to feel this way. Like, yo, there's literally chemicals in my brain that are shifting and different. So, like, at the moment, yeah, I have all the coping tools as I need, but, yo, sometimes I can't help it. And I don't want to be like this, you know? Like, inside, I have this internal battle of, like, how I'm acting doesn't reflect my higher self. And then I'm doing these things, but, like, if I'm with somebody who is like, look, baby, I just see that you're struggling and, like, let me help you. How can we work through this together?
Yeah.
That is so much more helpful than, like, girl, why you acting like that?
Right.
You know, like, you better stop acting like that. You're acting crazy, you know?
Because there comes a level of, like, understanding and patience.
Empathy,
that, like,
dude.
Yeah. Like, you have to be able to, like, sit yourself down in those moments, too. Like, I know you may feel like, oh, no, I don't want her talking to me like that. But you might need to just take a step back and be like, okay, how can I not make this worse?
Right.
You know?
Because sometimes I'll say some things that I really don't. As I'm saying it, I'm like, I could have said it better. But you know what? It's like lotion or like shampoo. You squeeze it out the bottle. You can't put it back in, dog. You know? Right? Like, it's words. Like, sometimes you say these things and I can retract it, sure, but that doesn't mean that I didn't say it.
Exactly.
You know, like, once I say
words
it.
are powerful, man.
They are.
And, like, you have to say what you mean and mean what you say.
You know, I'm sorry, but what happened to, like, 15 years ago when it's like, sticks and stones will never break me? What is it?
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Okay, period. Now all of a sudden it's like, words is so you're attacking me, and words are weapons. It's like, shut the hell up, you know? Like, you better get out of here with that. But, you know, they do hold weight. But I'm just saying, what happened to that, like, mental camaraderie of like, whatever, dude, you don't mean what you say. But now all of a sudden we're getting held accountable for what we say and how we act because we're maturing.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had to grow up a lot. Like, we've all been through things in life and stuff like that, trials and tribulations that test our character. And yeah, I mean, life's a learning experience. And it's all about how you keep getting back up and like learning from it, you know?
Yeah, period.
Like, if you keep doing the dirtbag stuff that you were doing, like, even though you keep getting it put right in front of you, like, hey, you need to learn and change.
Bro, that's the definition of insanity, dude, is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like, that's literally the definition of insanity. Now, I think the last trait that I feel is most important for me personally is flexibility. Dude, so yeah, like, I feel just... I am thinking about the last X amount of relationships that I'm in, and I'm kind of like, were y'all all flexible? I feel like you like the idea of me, but then when like you're actually with me, it's all like, oh, well, I want to change that about you. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
I want to dull that down a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the thing is it's like you like me for the same traits that other people like me. And then now all of a sudden you don't like me because of the traits that you like me for. Get it together.
Pick a struggle, please. Because you can't like struggle at everything.
I know. So then sometimes I'm just like, okay, literally integrity, flexibility, and security within themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously there's so many others, but like personally for me.
Yeah.
And how about for you?
I would say good communication for one. That's
Of course.
for sure.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
I'm definitely like a naturally debatable person. Like I said that wrong probably, but like I just like naturally debate a lot of things.
Right.
And that's just because like I don't know, like I don't know. I just like to like
you just like
have
to be
like
oppositional.
open conversations. Yeah. Because like I may not even fully agree with the side that I'm debating. I just like to know all of the possible out. Like I don't know. I'm just weird. Like I like to know how everything could turn out. Because like me and you could see eye to eye on something. And when we sit down and have a conversation, like you might change my viewpoint.
I see.
But then the next person, you know, it might be a little bit different. Right. So I don't know. Good communication for me. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second.
You're saying good communication?
Yeah.
Do you think that comes with patience?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would probably say humor.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm so unserious. I'm so unserious at any given moment. Like, usually people that know me, they kind of know when I am being serious. It might be like a look of an eye. Right. It might just be like the change of my voice, you know, my tone of voice. Because like I code switch a lot with my voice based on like who I'm around.
Sure.
Just to make other people feel more comfortable. So like definitely humor because I joke about everything.
Right. Hey, what is Drake's? What is the line that he says in "Come Through"? Watch me going out of the way when I should have went home. Only time of the day I get to spend on my own. I've been tripping off how I used to sleep at the crib. Should drive by right where you live and pick you up on the way. We ain't spoken so long. Probably put me in the past. I can still get you in, and I can still make you laugh. For real, I heard that line, and I was like, I like how we had to start from the beginning. I just like did it.
I know, because like,
hold on, I know where it's at.
There was just one line that we.
Yeah, the only line that I was thinking of, I was like, I know it's in there somewhere. How far is it along it? Yeah,
I can still make you laugh.
It's like okay, well then, really, I feel like laughing and humor, like they. Yeah. It's if you can't make because you know there's obviously like chemicals and things that like get released when you're laughing. And like get feel good chemicals and things like that. So like when you have the same humor, sometimes I'm like, I'm the funniest person I know. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I say that all the time about myself. But like again, I'm so unserious. Right. I can make anything into a joke. Dude, sometimes my coworkers at work, they have to look at me like, can you shut up? Yeah. That is not supposed to be a joke.
Can you not say that?
I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, what do you want? I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like
I'm bored. Right. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, like sorry that I'm such a humorous person that the first thing that my mind goes to is a joke.
Right.
But so good communication.
Okay.
Humor. And I would probably say Just respect.
All plur and love, baby.
Yeah, because like respect is something that a lot of people don't give naturally. And like
you think so? I mean, yo, for me, I stand by like, yo, you gotta give respect to get it, dog.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like it's not naturally like, I don't know you like that.
Yeah, but a lot of people are naturally like, I don't know you like that. I'm not gonna give you nothing, you know.
That's
and like
also true.
I'm not that, you know. I always like to live by the motto of like, I give you enough rope to hang yourself, you know. Sorry.
Yeah, bro.
So like, it's just like, I'm gonna give you chance after chance, and I'm gonna respect who you are as a person to like let you keep going and like whatever. But like when I feel like I've had enough, I'll step away myself.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's plur, baby.
Yeah.
That's like,
but like I'm somebody that gives people that respect like right off rip, and I hope to get that respect back. And a lot of people don't give you that. A lot of people are just rude to you to be rude. So like,
you know, sometimes it's people's personalities, and like, I think we were talking about that before. But it's just like, why are you trying to be mean to me for?
Right, that's not cute.
Dude, so like, because I have bipolar, like sometimes I feel like very on the spectrum too, because I just don't get social cues, dude. Like sarcastic people, facetious humor. My poor little brain just can't wrap around the idea of that, because I'm just like, do you purposely mean to be like that? Why are you like that? Who wants to even talk to you? Like, I get so offended because I'm just like, that's not natural to me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I am also like very bratty, but at the same time, like when people are just like sarcastic to be sarcastic because they like offer nothing else besides like smirking remarks, I'm like,
yeah, like you have to have some other substance.
you need like some kind of redeeming quality because, okay, so, what is his name? What's his name? Is it Jesse and Trevor? I think Jesse. Okay, so Jesse's date to Jackpot. I was like, first of all, he warned me saying like, oh yeah, like just to let you know, she has this very annoying tick. I said, tick or choice? Because honey baby, I know you're warning me, but I am not the one. Okay, like I don't get it. I just don't like And, you know, I'm like, he's one of my closest friends. So he's just like, okay, yeah, she has this tick. She mimics. I said, oh, hell no. Like a mime or what?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. She mimics. Like if you say something, she'll like, oh, let's go over there. Oh, let's go over there. Girl.
Right. And
excuse
see, like,
me?
There's definitely a healthy way to do that.
Sure.
You know, because like I think I do it in kind of like a healthier way.
Right.
Since I'm such a comedic, jokey person, sometimes one of my friends might say something while we're out and like they might say it in a way that's funny.
Yeah.
And I'll mimic it, but just like in a comedic way.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, okay, so some people are like, oh yeah, you have an accent from somewhere. And I said, why do you say that? And then I'll say like car, or I'll say bag, or I'll say
Bag.
Let's see. Okay, see, whatever. So like some people will like mimic that, and I get it. So then, or like, I say, you know, a lot, or like whatever. So then, when she did that, I remember looking like, girl,
That was not tasteful.
can you check this girl? I don't even know her, and she's being mean to me. Ow. So yeah, I just don't get that. I don't get like when people, I don't know. I just, then I like, like, what's his name? What am I gonna make his name as? Okay, black frame glasses. Your gym partner? Yeah. Okay. So.
Back in the day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like he is very much like that, and I remember meeting him, and I was just kind of like, first of all, you don't speak to me like that. I don't know you, and like we're friends with the same people. So like the next time you want to talk to me like that, don't. Correct yourself, because like I'm nice to you and you're just being a jerk to me. And you know, in kindergarten when they're like, well, when they're mean to you, they like you. I don't even care. I don't like you. I don't like that. Like, don't be mean to me. I'm just like this. Hi. And he's like, what do you want? Excuse you.
Right. Like, can we take it back a little bit?
And even if you do like me, that is not a way for me to like you. Gross. Yeah. So like at first I remember that I was like, Danny, check your friend. Whose friend is this? Get the dude. And then I remember you were like, no, it's okay. That's how he is. And then literally like 20 minutes later, he's like, hey, I didn't mean to like come off that way. You know, like that's just kind of how I am. And I said, okay, well, is this an apology or like what? Because
Yeah, because he also has his own way of apologizing, but he's so sincere.
Of course
it always
is.
comes from a good place.
Absolutely,
like, I
of
love
course.
the kids so
yeah,
much.
we are in good places now,
Yeah.
but I remember I was just kind of like, love, I don't know you like that. And first impressions is a very big thing.
Oh, and we have a tough group too. So like there's a lot of tough personalities in our group.
There's a lot of like clashing that goes on, you know, but like I feel like sometimes when we're out and like I'm so aloof, and of course like we stand by like Plur and being around all of that. So like when you're not acting Plur, it's like, what are you doing here? Who invited you?
Right.
You know, I don't really like that. So now as far as like dating goes, I mean, I guess we can talk to the peoples and kind of explain how we view dating and like our, what is it? Occupation. Whatever, dude. Somebody asked me, somebody literally was like, what's your orientation? I said, what do you mean? I work in cannabis.
I like to date doctors.
Yeah, and then they were like, no, like, are you, I said, isn't that what occupation means?
Well, yeah.
And they said, oh, orientation. That's what I thought. I said, yeah, I work in cannabis. What do you mean? They literally were like,
orientation.
Whatever.
Lord have mercy
Okay,
on your
yeah.
gorgeous, gorgeous soul.
So fast forward, okay, like I feel like my whole life I had thought or identified as bisexual. And then I went to a Pride one year and the LGBT community says, oh, you're not bisexual, you're pansexual. I said, oh, can you elaborate on that and what that means?
Educate me about myself.
Yeah, they said that I am attracted to people in their souls and how they love and their character and their being, as opposed to, I guess, like what's between their legs, which I said, oh, yeah. I think, I would do that. And then they're like, yeah, that means they're pansexual. I was like, oh, I think that, okay, yeah, cool. So I guess that's like the proper terminology, as I should say. So, yeah. How about you?
I would say, like, for the longest time, just because, like, growing up, I repressed a lot of my sexuality just because of, like, you know, the way I was raised. So growing up, like, once I started, like, exploring things and options myself, I would definitely consider myself and, like, tell people more that I was, like, bisexual. But because I was like, you know, like, there are some girls out there that I'm like, you know, you're cute, whatever.
Right.
And, like, as I grew up, I realized, like, okay, no, like, emotional things, like, I definitely am more attached to, like, women. Like, it's just easier for me to talk to women and, like, easier for me to, like, just move through life with women and stuff, you know? But, like, I'm not attracted to them physically at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I have to be, like, a half a bottle of tequila in, for sure. Like, at least. Like, yeah. But there's some that I'm like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you know? But then, like, no, it's just, I need a big boy. What does it say? I need a big boy. I need a big boy.
No, I don't know that one. All I know is, that's my type, baby. That's my type. That's all. That's the only kind of big I know.
Oh gosh.
I mean, like,
no, I'm
whoa.
and like, oh yeah, I should say big as in like
burly
body, like
right,
physically,
body
you know,
big,
like
yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't want to be with
Body,
somebody
yaddy,
that's
yaddy,
like
yaddy.
small and frail. Like I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing or anything.
Hey, we love
know?
short kings though.
Yeah, I love the short kings,
Yeah,
and like
I've definitely
love,
gained an
like,
appreciation for them.
Yeah, but like I would say for me in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would look for somebody who's more, let's just say, sturdy.
Sure, because you want to also feel like you can be protected and you like feel small almost. Like, all right, y'all, like I'm very small. Like I know that there are a lot of women and males that are smaller than me, but like in my stature, like I feel like I didn't understand that like stature plays like a big part in people's dating and like their preferences, because for me, everybody's taller than me.
Yeah,
You know, like I remember,
same kind of.
dude, we were at that Airbnb for a birthday. Oh, were you there? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, you were there.
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
we were there in the Airbnb, and like the Airbnb had like the floor to ceiling like windows, but the windows were like reflective because it was, you know, something about like the sun coming in or whatever. And I stood there, and then all of our friends were around me, and I kind of like looked around. And I'm like, hold on a second, is that Really, how small I am
compared to everybody else?
because
Yes,
we all
girl.
have short friends.
Yeah.
So like we all have like short king friends. You know, it ranges from like 5'5".
Shout out to Poppy.
Hey, Poppy, you the best short king. I love you. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't. That's all. Every time I think of him, I freaking love him so much. Okay, so yeah. For anyways, I don't think we've ever explained Poppy and like his aura. Okay, so like he is always the one in our rave group, and even just in general, he's always dancing, like always shuffling, smiling. He wants everybody to be together. He almost always has a camera in his hand.
Oh yeah.
Shuffling with the camera in his hand. You know.
If you want to see how you looked that night, go ask Poppy.
Yeah,
He
Poppy's got
probably has a
it.
clip
Oh,
of you.
he's got you on camera. Like I
Yeah.
bet you I have tons of video.
Yeah.
How do I say that? How do I say that without it sounding like that? There's a lot of videos of me on his phone that is of nights of us being
Yeah,
out.
it's harmless things out with the
Sure, of
homies.
course. Yeah, but
you
if I'm
know?
like, oh, there's a bunch of videos of me on his phone.
Yeah.
It's like
Not in
misinterpreted.
that way, get your man out of the gutter.
Yeah, and then Poppy just has like this aura, dude. His swag is just, he's always like color coordinated and everything's like perfect. And he has like all the accessories and like got these super cute glasses that frame his face, this long curly hair. He's got like the bucket hat that he wears. He's just an overall just like his aura just radiates, you know, and like he's just the best. Anywho, Poppy, you're the best short king.
He's always a
know.
magnet when we go outside.
Always, like you can't not want to be around him, you know. So like our friends range from like 5'5" to like what 5'9". For primarily like the
Yeah,
four
like the
like
core,
yeah.
the core friend group.
Right.
Yeah, I would say if we're adding like the auxiliary ancillary friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like the
Sure,
it
the
can-
outliers.
girl, it can range to like 6'5".
Right, that's also very true.
Like some of y'all need to chill out a little bit, you know. Sit down.
Where's that growth
somewhere.
hormone at? So yeah,
Please,
so
sir, have
right.
a seat.
Yeah, literally. But like in that time, I was like looking at ourselves in the mirror or like in the door frame, and I'm
Yeah.
just kind of like, how come nobody told me I was this small? And they go, and they're like, oh, Cheyenne, like, yeah, you are, babe. I said, I don't feel that small. They go, yeah.
But you are.
They're like, oh yeah, we can tell. Like, dude, 5'1", attitude 6'3" type shit.
Yeah.
You know? So like I guess I didn't realize
A
that.
pit bull and a chihuahua body.
Hey, hell no, I'm Mighty Mouse fool. I will mess things up. I swear to God, I don't even care.
Oh,
so
God.
yeah, I mean, and then I guess it's for preference, dude, help me out.
Prefacing.
No, preferences.
Oh, preferences.
Yeah,
Oh,
preferences'
gotcha.
sake when people are dating. Like, I feel like, dude, if I was like 5'8", I would just be towering. But that's not even.
I say that at 5'7" and 3/4, it does not make a difference.
No, it
yes,
doesn't.
and the 3/4 count.
Yeah, well, and then as far as that goes, as do you think that? Oh,
Don't think that you're experiencing a whole new world just by adding like 6 inches, because
I
like
think so. As far as dating pool goes,
mean,
you know.
for a guy, yeah, I feel like girls' height doesn't really matter as much,
Right, 'cause
like
dudes
guys
are-
are like.
Yo, but the thing is, though, I mean, I'll say this for all my short kings out there. We appreciate you. We see you.
Oh yes, we love you.
Oh, my goodness. And, like, I feel like, okay, let's not go without saying that there is, like, Napoleon complex or whatever. But as far as, like, short kings go, they just have, like, some swagger about them.
It's
That's
an
like,
aura.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
more so than like a 6-foot dude, right?
Yeah.
Like they could literally be in the same place, and like most of the times, like short kings be like they got something about them.
Because a lot of like taller guys like to use their height as a personality trait, and it's like it's not cute most of the time.
Hey, I love
like
a
when you go
6-footer.
out, like you stand there and just expect for people to come talk to you just because you're tall. Like, listen here, Shaq.
No one's as tall as him. What is that TikTok
Right.
that was going around? I want the. I'm looking for a guy in finance. Blah blah. 6'5", blue eyes.
Oh my God, my best friend loves that. Yeah,
6'5". Oh, Booba.
Mm-hmm.
Booba was 6'5", and I remember I was like, "Booba, how tall are you?" 6'5". Why? I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, enough said." Then.
Yeah, Booba was another old phase.
But his daughter's so cute.
Yeah.
Just like cuddling her.
And that's
smelling
another thing
her.
is weird because like of course I want sorry, this is going way off
I
tangent
know,
for
we
a
are.
second.
Yeah,
We're off tangent for
Yeah.
like by
literally
a bit.
the last half
But
hour.
yeah, I wanted to like that sparked a thing that like I wouldn't mind dating somebody that has children because like
Yeah.
ultimately I want to be a parent.
Right.
So like I'm a person that I don't care if you have kids as long as they're not like
It's like dogs. If you have bad dog, I don't like the dog.
like I was trying to use a not so negative connotation
Yeah, but, like,
because like a lot of the words that come to my mind initially are
Sure,
like, whoa.
but the thing is, it's like dogs. So if you have a good dog, great, that's awesome. But if you have a bad dog, dude,
Yeah.
And then same thing with kids. Like I love to, I hate to say it, but like as a parent myself, it's when you are dating, it's like, yo, dog, I don't want you to take care of my kids. I
Yeah.
know how to take care of my kids. I co-parent with my co-parent. Ain't nobody asking you to take care of no kids or to get introduced to no kids. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to date.
Yeah.
Right? And then they're like, oh, well, like, I don't even know if why am I doing that? Mimicking. Like, some people are like, I don't even know if I'm ready to be able to like be an example, like in front of children. I'm like, oh, honey, baby,
Nobody asked you to.
don't hurt yourself. Okay. Like, we're dating, we're not getting married. So like,
there's steps to that. We'll see if you make it to that point.
you know what I mean? Like, yo, and so like, my co-parent and we have this rule of like dating somebody for about a year before we introduce them to our kids, because a year I feel like is a good enough time to like, I will say this: you don't really even know somebody in the first year.
No.
So then I feel like, but at least in a year, it's at least enough time for you to think and understand that like, well, maybe I do want to be with this person for like a few years, And then at that point, it's like, okay, we can introduce them to our kids or whatever. But dating someone with kids, I feel like, in my opinion, it's an advantage because, yo, I'm sorry, but like my time is precious. Like, yo, you're getting a part-time girlfriend anyway, dog. I got my kids half the week.
Exactly.
It's like, yo,
if I'm giving you the free time that I do have,
Right.
like,
yeah,
that
I'm
should
choosing.
tell you something.
Yeah, I'm spending to choose. Oh my God, I've still got chicken in my
spending-
teeth.
I've got still chicken in my teeth.
Yeah, wait. So I'm saying it's like I have this limited amount of time, and then for me to give it to you and for you to honor that and for you to understand, like I think it's also easier for people who have children to date people with children, because they get it. They understand and they understand the struggles of like co-parenting
The
problems.
schedule,
Yeah,
all of that.
right. Like emergencies can come up. They're a little bit more patient and they're a little bit more flexible. Like, oh shit, sorry, my kid got sick today, got diarrhea or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, it's all good. Like, okay, cool. We can see each other another time.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody who is single, they could potentially be like, not butthurt, but butthurt.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, somebody's gonna feel some kind of way when you're trying to like, hey, I have all this free time, I just want to spend it with you, but they have to be selective about when they can give it to you. Yeah, your feelings are gonna get hurt, but how are you gonna bounce back from that? Are you gonna be like, okay, well, I appreciate any time that you can give me?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna be like, well, this isn't gonna work out. You're not giving me enough.
Yeah. Well, and then the thing is too, is I feel like as far as dating goes, you need to kind of understand how big people's worlds are and how you fit into their world. Because if you're like, dude, my life is crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like at any given moment, dude, it's like an action-packed film, like but other people's worlds are so much smaller and they don't have like a lot going on. So like if you're dating somebody who like doesn't go out often, doesn't have has a very small circle of friends, like has a job that's like very remote or whatever, their world is smaller. So like those interactions like might affect them like a little bit more. It might sting a little more because they just don't have more things going on for them to be like, okay, well, it's no problem. I understand things happen. You're busy and all of that. But as far as understanding goes, it's kind of like you have to be open and understand like where you're at and what you can provide to someone else. And then
that comes with meeting them halfway.
Right. Yeah. And so with how dating goes. We got into dating and, of course, the code names that people use. I would love to hear people's code names and what they use for the people that they date. It'd be
like, what kind
hilarious.
of names do you guys use for people that you're out and you see with your friends and you're just like, look at that one over there.
Yeah, for
we
real.
want to hear some names.
I would love that. And then, in our next episode, we can kind of go into, I guess we talked about like identifying our orientation, not occupation. Okay, like I will remember that. We can kind of get into it in the next episode because our like origin story and like how we came about, because we both said like, oh yeah, we both felt like we were bisexual, but then as time went on, you didn't even say that you were gay.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Sorry, y'all.
I was thinking about it. I was like,
drop the hat now. Yes, I am gay.
Not Groot. Like, I am gay.
Right. Those are the only 3 words you will ever hear me speak from now on.
For real.
I am gay.
I am gay.
I am gay.
So yeah, we'll kind of go into our origin story there because like my first kiss was a girl.
What was mine? Yeah, mine was a girl too.
Yeah, see, look at that. Well, yeah, we can go into it in that. So yeah, like everybody that's tuning in, your nicknames for the people that you date, and actually give us kind of an example of like how I want to know like the good things about dating apps. Like I'm bashing dating apps, right?
Yeah,
like
and
I am. I just
really
don't I don't see the value in them. I mean, I feel like
them to their full extent, so
right.
I can't really come from the
yeah. So then
it's
right, because I also want to know. It's like I like substance. Like I like depth. I like. For me, dude, on my first dates, almost always, dude, like this sounds crazy, and this is just how I am. I'm just super intense and like right there. I'm a bull, dude. So like I'm just gonna go straight for it. I say on all my first dates, you know what? I really enjoy you, and I really like connecting with you and things like that. But tell me your trauma. Like literally tell me.
There are some people that want that
Nah,
trauma
bro, I
dump.
want to know it all. Let me know your red flags right now, because then I will choose for myself if that's something that I'll be willing to like work around or like feel about it.
Yeah.
Like don't be hiding stuff from me, and don't be like trying to pretend like you're something that you're not, because I feel like that is so much worse to be like, okay, I'm this one person for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, whatever. And then all of a sudden my real personality comes out when I hook you in. Oh no, baby, we're unloading this right now.
A lot of people don't like to show that traumatic hurt side of themselves right away. You have to like pry a little bit to get that out of them, or put them in a certain situation where it just comes to the forefront.
Yeah, well, we're not defined by our past, y'all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, let's get out of that.
You grow through what you go through.
Period. Okay. Grow through what you grow through. You gotta feel it to heal it, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we'll just get into it on our next episode, because that's just a lot to unpack. And I feel like we went through a lot and we've shared some things. And I would also, as far as nicknames go and good stories or I guess success stories, tell me your testimonials for dating apps.
Yeah, right. We want to hear some success stories.
Yeah, and also just...
Well, I mean, we want to hear some failures too, actually. Like, let's hear... Maybe we can help educate the community on like what things can go wrong on those dating apps too. Vetting
is a huge thing, dude. Vetting, like, just make sure that when we'll go into it, but like make sure when you're going on dates, dude, you have somebody who has a picture of the person that you're gonna be with, the name, the place, the time, all of the things that
your
you
location
need to do.
is important.
Everything, because you people are crazy. There's catfishes online. There's all of these things that are like, yo, we need to keep our friends safe.
Definitely.
And you need to keep yourself safe, because it could be Jerry online and all of a sudden it's Kelly.
Right? Not even just that. It's
that.
just like people like pretend to go on those things like for murders and like all of that. Like, sorry, not to say the M word, but like people just get themselves in some crazy predicaments when they go on like online dating. Like,
oh my God, you're a pearl.
Yeah.
Psycho in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't shout out to all the pearls.
Yeah, know that. And that doesn't mean pressure makes a pearl, because that's gross. Anyways, okay, yeah. Our success stories, code names, failures, testimonials, and also top 3 traits that you find you look for in a partner. Because like we all have a code that we stand by, and we all are looking for something that's gonna keep us engaged, but also like wanting to feel connected.
Yeah.
Yo, if you don't make me feel like Kesha, dude, Your love is my drug. Won't listen to any advice. Mama told me I should think twice.
Okay, I guess
But
when you
left
break
to my
it down,
own devices, I'm addicted. It's a crisis. My friends think I've gone crazy. My breath is getting kind of hazy. My sneeze is gonna be affected if I keep it up like a lovesick crackhead.
Sneeze.
Yeah, you don't know that song, dude. What you got,
I know
boy,
the song,
is
but
hard
I've
to
never broken down the
find.
lyrics before. First of all,
I know
but
it.
like sneeze. Why would your sneeze be
Because she
affected?
said, if I keep it up like a lovesick crackhead. She's lovesick. If you don't make me lovesick, baby, like if I'm a crackhead, you're a crackhead.
I mean, I'm just a crackhead in general.
No, dude, she literally says like your love is my drug.
Mm-hmm.
No, you never broken down the lyrics like that.
No,
I love Kesha, dude. I
I
remember
haven't
seeing
broken
her.
down too many of her songs.
I love her, dude. We are who we are.
I do like
we're
that
dancing
one.
like we're dumb, dumb, duh, duh. She's so.
Oh, what's the other one?
Tick tock on the drop.
That one's nice too, but that's not the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, it's off of one of her, like, no, I don't want to say newer because I want to say it was somewhere like 2018, 2019, but off of her album where she's, I'm a motherfucking woman.
Oh,
baby.
period. You better
All
tell
right.
us. You better
I
tell
love
us.
that song.
See,
Yes.
shout out to Kesha with
Shout
the
out Kesha.
dude with the dollar sign S too, dude. I love that. Okay, you make me sing that all by myself.
Well, because we just have different Kesha tastes.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap up our episode right now. Drop the things in the comments or reach out to us on social media. Oh my God. You know, I hate to say this part. You know what to do. Okay. The bell, the
All
thing,
of
the
all
little,
of the
the thing with the heart and the thing and the thumbs up, all of that.
Yeah.
It sounds so gimmicky.
Everything you hate hearing other people say. We just.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like the hit and subscribe button, yo. Like it's a
Like the hint and subscribe
no.
button.
I said like the hit and hit the like and subscribe button.
See, this is why we don't do this part.
That's why I don't like to do it. Okay,
Yeah,
let's just
okay.
wrap it up now before we keep embarrassing ourselves. Okay, y'all.
I've already hit myself in the face with this microphone.
How many
Okay.
times?
I don't know, like 4 today.
Hell no. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, but it was a good episode. Until next time,
Yeah,
everybody.
we're being tapped in, tuned in, turned on. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.